All right, after that first round, you're all smiles.
Yes,
How'd
sir.
that feel?
It's hard, man. We ran pretty fast, so 820 is never going to feel easy, especially when you're going over 35 little jumps there. So, it was a lot of fun just to get out there and race in front of the crowd, though.
You've got quite the story to get to this point. I guess what's
Sure.
SparkNotes version for people who may not be as familiar as to just like what it took to get here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I wasn't a great high school athlete. I was all right. I ran 9:15 by the end of my senior year, but I didn't really have any interest from D1 schools, and I didn't really have many replies from the coaches I emailed back then. So I went D3, went to Carleton College, ran under Coach Ricks, and mainly went there for academics, and ended up getting pretty good, and had the opportunity just a little silver lining from COVID, where I had extra eligibility. Went to University of Minnesota to keep pursuing academics. I was doing my MPH there and ended up getting pretty good, and had the chance to go pro, and Coach Haas took a chance on me to come to Michigan Dark Sky. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you've hit. Do you feel like you've hit a new level this season? And if so, why?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is just living in Flagstaff. I think that's really, really been a good thing for me. I lived at altitude, trained at altitude before, so it's the first time. Last couple years I was doing 100-mile weeks and big workouts, and I think it just didn't really hit the legs until this year, and I'd gotten a couple seasons of that under me, and we're able to just crush some crazy workouts I never thought I'd be able to do, and still feel good doing it and hit some high volume. So just a combination of those things.
Did
at
you?
what point? Sorry, I was gonna say, like, at what point, going back to like when you were at Carleton or maybe after, like, did you kind of start to have the thought, like, I can actually, come to a meet like this and try to make an Olympic team, like, for real?
Like probably earlier this season when I opened at 8:18. Yeah, that's probably the first time when I was like, dang, I might be able to do something this year, but still a lot of work to do to make that team. Obviously, it starts with just recovering tonight. So, man, I'm not gonna just go sit in the pack anymore. I'm gonna try to kill everything in front of me, man. Try to win everything.
Is there a certain like mental process that takes place where you sort of like start to see yourself as a different kind of athlete?
I think so. Yeah, it's a different level of confidence, and like I said, it just comes with knowing I've done crazy workouts and crazy mileage, and just put a lot of hay in the barn, and just continue to surprise myself and thinking, hey man, this is probably what an Olympian looks like in practice. So,
What's the bracelet?
oh, this is a UA mission run. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's not just us; it's the Baltimore guys too. So all under our umbrella.
Is there something about the steeple that attracts athletes from unconventional backgrounds, do you think?
I don't know why, but I think it is probably true. Isaac, too, my teammate, he's got a similar story. He wasn't that good of a high school athlete. He came from Alaska and was NAIA in college, and I think it just lends itself to people that are, really hard workers, and it's not just about being extremely talented, but also about putting in, the extra work to be a good hurtler and be able to hit the water barrier very well. So maybe that goes into it.
So you got into Carleton on your academics?
Yeah. I was never going to be a pro runner. I did pre-med course load at Carleton, and then I realized I couldn't do med school and continue to run in grad school. So then I went into my MPH at Minnesota and was going to go into epidemiology, and then all of a sudden I got 6 at USA's last year, and people were calling. So yeah.
What kind of runner are you? Do you like a kick, or do you want it to be faster from the gun? How do you like to run?
I don't know. I just like to compete, man. I like to trust my instincts. I do like kicking, but today it just I felt like it made sense to just go up front and steeplechase. You don't want to take any chances. I mean, it's just the prelims, and I'm really fit and don't want to waste a really good season off, some fluky fall or taking the water pill weird. So,
For a lot of guys in the field, like Evan Jager's probably like the guy in the steeplechase that everyone like looked up to. I mean, for you, was that also the case?
Oh, absolutely. Evan's an absolute legend. I told him when I met him last year at USA's that he was like my hero. He probably doesn't even remember that, but he probably didn't know who I was back then. But dude, he's. I mean, I think when he ran 8 flat and fell, I think that's the greatest American distance performance of all time. I would say it to his face.
So
after the race.
What does it feel now having to perhaps beat your hero to make the Olympic team?
Yeah, I mean, it's in a lot of ways, I think of myself as maybe being the next Evan Jager. I don't know. I still got a long ways to go before I could say that. Very long ways to go. But you know, if I want to be the best, I got to beat the best. So yeah.
All right, you got the hair down so far.
It's true. Yeah.
If you weren't running now, would you be in med school?
No, I would be probably in epidemiology. Yeah, I studied in grad school. Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.